Hey there, it's Eric Gall. And I got this question from Nicole. And I get questions all the time from caregivers, parents with a loved one with a developmental disability, asking questions around life planning and independence. So I want to take some time to answer more of these questions. So the question from Nicole was, is it too early to start helping my son to grow his independence? And I get this question often. I also get questions like, is it too late, right? Like my loved one's, older, they're maybe 30 or 40 or 45. Is it too late to help them create a life plan? Or is it too late to help them to grow their independence? And the answer to all these questions, including your question, Nicole, around is it too early to start to help your son to grow his independence, is no. So it's never too early. It's never too late, right? When it comes to independence, especially, but also when it comes to life planning. So let me kind of maybe give you a rule of thumb to go by. And this is really a value and a way of thinking that I try and help families install. And I call it think ordinary. Think ordinary. We're so used to thinking the special way of things, and we're pushed to think the special way of things, but what's the ordinary way of thinking? So how do we apply this to, is it too early to teach my loved one independence, or too late to teach my loved one independence or to grow? Well, we can think about what would be the expectation for someone else of a similar age? What would be the expectation for a sibling of a similar age? Or what was the expectation for the sibling at that particular age that your loved one is, right? And what are the sort of things that they might be doing? What might they be learning? What expectations might you hold of them? Now, right now, your loved one might not be able to meet those expectations, but you want to kind of use that as thinking ordinary, as some guideposts to the direction that you're going into, and think about, well, what's the amount of support, or what's the right amount of support to support my loved one to be growing in that direction, right? So that's this frame of thinking ordinary. I want you to start to get used to using this frame of thinking. Think ordinary. I don't know if I've said it enough. Think ordinary, okay? So what would someone else of a similar age be doing? Okay, so, and then just the question around, well, is it too late to start a life plan? It's not too late to start life planning, right? People with a developmental disability that, are in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, right? They've successfully done life planning and worked on creating more of that ordinary or awesome ordinary life for themselves, right? Maybe they've moved out of a group home or moved out of an institutional like setting and back into community or a more ordinary type life and situation. So the other question is it too early to start thinking about life planning for my loved one? Well, I get asked this question a lot too, right? So if your loved one's maybe a teenager or something like that, is it too early? Well, what I support families with is thinking about, what does an adult life look like, right? So what does an adult life look like? So if your loved one's at the age where they would start maybe thinking about, well, what's next in my life, right? What's going to come after school? That is where I really support families to think about adult life, right? What does life look like moving forward past kind of those school years? So I hope the answers to those questions are helpful. The key here in this lesson is think ordinary. So I'd love it if you scroll down, left me a message in the comments here around how you're going to use maybe think ordinary, how this video is helpful for you. So go ahead, scroll down, leave me a comment, and I'm Eric Gall. Together, let's take a small step forward.